recording it because then you can look back at it. That's the thing I like. For me, it's like the record. The record. I mean, it's a big, in a galactic sense. I mean, it's a big story, and there's all these things coming into it. So you want to be able to look at it from all angles, including time. You want to look at it. You don't understand something now. You don't understand whatever's going on. But then in the future or something, then you'll be able to look at it, and then I understand that now. That makes sense now. That's why you just hold. You can't make judgments of that stuff.
For the record, Chris Cochran is an extraordinary guy, and I had a very interesting time for 9 days and learned a lot. And I'm very clear that I don't want to misrepresent what he's here to teach. And that's fine. That's his work, and I'm fascinated by the breathing and really breathing consciously and fully all the time, every day. It's had an effect on me and my body, and now I'm just interested in how do I. Well, I don't know. It'll appear how I re-relate back again to, well, first of all, to whom, apart from yourself, and trying to feel what's coming in, what's forming, and just allowing whoever appears to appear. And
well, I mean, you got to do that, because you don't really know what's relevant. You can't judge what's relevant at this point in time. You don't have all the information that you need. Apparently, you have to gather. It's like playing Dungeons and Dragons. You just gather. You go in all the different rooms. You gather any information. You go into a room, whatever the room is. The room could be a person or a place or something like that. You go into the room, and then you interact with all these things, and then you get information, and then even if you don't take the object, then you go further down the road, you realize you got to go back and take that object, and use it. Or I play too many games, but that's what you can't judge, because there's a lot of different rooms that you go in, it makes sense, really.
Like the Zoom rooms and all these different rooms we're in,
The Zooms, yeah.
Rooms.
Yeah, the Zoom is good. I love it. I think it's wonderful. I really do. I see more people doing it too, which I think is great. Especially for resolving issues, at different points in time. Because Ben used to say that I remember he used to draw cartoons, and he did one where there was people and they're looking at a screen, a big screen, and then they're going like, oh, at this particular point in time, what exactly happened there? So I'm thinking like the Akashic Records, it's like that, right? Everything's getting recorded and put into a record, right? Basically. Then you can view it at some point, because if you're going to be alive forever, it's lots of, there's not much to worry about in that case,
There's no rush at all.
No, it's not rush at all. There's none. There's no pressure, it's just like, you're wandering around and life is interesting. And I went around for years. I'm at the point now where I can actually put it into perspective and turn it into a, but you go out and you gather information, you gather, resources, and at some point it'll make sense, right? It will. I swear. It'll make sense.
Yeah, make a bit more sense. And then why did this happen? And why did that character appear?
Yeah, no, really, it makes sense.
There's a story headed.
And then you start to see patterns. You see patterns, and that's the most, when you start to see the patterns, that's even much more interesting, because then it starts to be comprehensible. You see that the patterns occur, and then you see the variations in the patterns, and then, then you get into like, cosmology or something, right? Basically. And then you can draw it. I mean, that's when you start to gather your, powers in a sense. I mean, having knowledge of something is a power, That's where you get into magic and stuff like that. Is when you really understand.
And also this thing you've been saying the past few days about this acceptance of being alone.
Oh yeah, it's a good thing.
At the same time, there's lots of other events happening. At the same time, it's all perceived and experienced.
Yeah.
And that's all there is. And
yeah. Absolutely. I mean, there's frequency, frequency.
I felt myself being pulled away from the, the being warned not to give my energy away so freely to lots of people. Be very more discerning in who I'm relating with, talking with, because there's no point. If it's not heard, if it's not resonating, then I'm just wasting energy.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's why everybody's like, why did I, people will, you could say that I'm what do they call it? Introvert. I'm not really an introvert. I'm very extroverted normally, except for the point that, as you say, it's like you're casting your pearls before swine. You tell people things and they don't understand what you're talking about. Why bother talking to them? So for me, I take it all and I'm putting it into, I'm putting it all into code for a point in time in the future when people will understand it. I mean, I don't know what to do with it. Otherwise, you can't. You got all this information. You want to share it with people, and they don't understand what the hell you're talking about. It's very frustrating. It really is. It's very annoying. And I mean, you might. I don't know. I know for a fact that this makes sense. So when you're talking to people and they're telling you it doesn't make sense. Well, yeah, it doesn't make sense to those people. But I mean, I know it makes sense, so that I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
I just keep records. I mean, I understand at this point in time that my not as a mission, but my purpose is just to observe and, and observe in different directions, inward, outward, trying to put them together, So, I mean, that's enough work for me right there. I don't care. I just keep track of shit. That's why I like this. I like Facebook because I can keep things. It comes up every it comes up every year. You get I don't know. It's just interesting. I mean, I think it's just the beginning of the technology, that we'll have in the future. But,
yeah, if the semantic web comes about and you can search it and it can say, hey, I've found a pattern between the past 9 years, and you look at this, the way if I'm fed back or we're fed back with, look at this, and here's a recording that you made in 2016. Wow, look at that.
Right. I know, right?
Those idiots, like 2016, what are they talking about? And then it's 2015,
Well, sure, and it's interesting to watch. I mean, that's what I watch on Facebook. The effect is like a scientific. To me, it's like a scientific experiment. Now, I got this thing, this social stream. So if I drop this idea into the social stream, what happens? And you just watch it spread. You drop an idea and then it spreads. So then you get an idea of the dynamics. The fluid dynamics of the social matrix. So then you can have more of an effect because it becomes science after a while, basically.
Post pictures of a cat.
What?
Posting pictures of cats with interesting taglines, that seems to work.
Cats?
Cats or pictures of family and friends. People love these things.
Well, sure, they do. They can relate to that, definitely. I mean, people just don't even know. I mean, this is a new thing. This is a new thing. This social technology is something that we just have recently developed in the past, how many years? 10, 20 years, something like that, right? So it's all people don't really know how to deal with it. Like me, I don't give a shit. I mean, give me something, I'll figure it out, So for me, it's like, well, I don't know. There's no rules for using social media. I just use it however I feel like it, I just post anything that's interesting to me or whatever. I don't know, but then you see how it affects people, and you want to have a positive. I mean, I always call myself a bender, like I'm a bender, like bend things, I bend them to suit my purposes.
I have Instagram as well. People, there's much more. It's a very different interface, but at the same time, seeing understanding people through their pictures and what they share there. It's focused on videos, and people make interesting comments. There's a lot more hashtagging though, like dozens and dozens of hashtags.
Oh yeah, I know, it's exciting. Yeah.
But some of the pictures are gorgeous, and
wow, yeah. It's like the bee's eyes, you get the eyes, you get a bigger picture of everything. And I like it. I don't know, I think for people it's scary. Some people are scared of it. It seems scary, they don't know how to react or what to think. But for me, like I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest, and I'm always the only. So I just do stuff, and then people look at me, and then they figure it out because I just do it.
I get a sense that a lot of people don't know how to filter.
People don't know how to filter now.
Filtering their what's. I mean, you're going to get a huge amount of noise in these things if you really jump in.
You get what?
When you jump into this, you get a lot of stuff coming back at you, which is a reflection. And when I see certain people appearing out of nowhere, I say, "Oh, why have you appeared?" "Oh, it's because I liked something, and then I'm picturing post that you like as well," and it just
right. Yeah. I mean, I like it because for me, I don't have a lot of, I got my life down to bare bones. I mean, I got my life down to the point where there was nothing else, so then it's like anything that comes in, then it's like when you go on you want to find out what you're allergic to. So you just start adding things, and then you go by how they feel. If you add something in, and it's like, ew, you don't want to, do that too much. But then I try not to unfriend people. So if I engage with people and they're good, I've been having a lot of negative, like people start out like, I'll say something and then they'll be like, oh, they don't, something, they don't like it or they got something like that. And so then I got to engage with that person when they don't like something. I've been engaging with people, and then they change, like almost like right away. They're like, oh, okay. I didn't mean that. I'm like, whoa, it's like kind of power. It's a power. But you want to use your power for good, right? So I'm going to use my power because I got a particular vision of the kind of planet that I want to live on. I mean, if I'm going to be around for a long time, I want it to I like it to be fun. I like it to be I like to go outside. Today I went outside. I had a wonderful time. Everybody was very friendly. It was very good.
That's the first time for a while, or?
Oh, me? No, I don't go out. I go out with Charlie all the time because we go grocery shopping, or we go to things, or I go to listen to them play music and stuff like that. But we walked uptown, and they had a farmer's market, so we went to the farmer's market, and everybody's like, happy to see me, which I love. Oh, hugs, so it's good.
Yeah. You
didn't see my Queen Jean, Lady Jean post, Lady Jean sighting post. She actually is still alive. Because I was out for a long time with my back, remember?
Yeah.
But I was down for a while, But and that's inspiring for people because people get old, and I'm ancient, I'm old, so people are like, oh my God, she's almost, she recovered from that injury. A lot of people don't recover. They go to the doctor, and then the doctor gives them drugs and operations and stuff like that, and then they cut into them, and it's like, well, yeah, that's not a good way to heal, So for me, I figure if I just do the things that I know I should do, then I'm setting a good example. Basically, that's how I figure.
Is that a picture then of you in Sissy's Cafe?
Yeah, it's outside Sissy's Cafe. Yeah. We had lunch. It was good. Got to see life. It was fun. I like going downtown. So now I'm going to get a bike, and I'm going to start riding around. So that's my next big adventure. And there's a bunch of Charlie got the best sink, which is very exciting. I guess you don't care, but I'm excited. But there's a bunch of bikes. A sink. It's a fabulous sink.
Sinks are important. Yeah, definitely. What? A good sink.
No, it's like four big tubs with like hoses and stuff like that, and it's got, for restaurant, because we're gonna have we got these ideas, we're going to have this facility, and we can see it. Charlie and I can see it, and then we see it, and then it happens. So if you get people that can see, you know, the more people that we talk to them and they can see these things, then they happen. You know, which is nice.
If you're creating this, you know, microcosm of new paradigm way of living, then people come and visit and experience it and interact with it. And
yeah.
I mean, I feel really fuzzy in the head, really, to be honest.
No doubt.
I'm not. I'm just.
You were fucked up, man. You were so fucked up. Seriously, it's like.
Was intense with Chris, and then just coming back to pouring rain in San Rafael, and then down breakfast somewhere, and then I'm here again in Colin and Miranda's house, and they're so kind to me, and they've invited me to Oregon on Wednesday, and we're in Oregon on Wednesday to a ranch, and then I'm going back down again, and then I'm off to Vienna. I'm like, where am I? But,
seriously. Well, I guess it could be disorienting. I mean, you're traveling kind of fast, you know. I mean, you know.
Well, there's a lovely phrase in French, which is dépaysé, which is to be decountryed.
Decountryed, right?
So your country forms around you, and you're used to it. And then if you move away from it for a while, or you move another country, it takes a while to what is happening here. So Northern California is often, well, I feel as if I've just arrived now, being here 2 weeks.
Right. Well, yeah, absolutely. It takes a while to get adjusted to anything, you know. A good thing that happens is to form, if you have your own country and you just take it with you wherever you go, that's kind of nice too, you know, just to. Because I don't really like other people's worlds very much. I like mine. Mine is wonderful. If I take my world, like I'll sit there and then I pump out this gas so that everybody changes, so that they're just want to have fun. I want to hurt you, you know. So it's just easier.
The next exercise to go somewhere and then somehow project where I'm from or where you're from onto that way environment you are. So where I'm driving through Northern California, imagining I'm actually in Scotland.
Right. Oh yeah, but then you're kind of missing out though in a way, you know.
Yeah, trying to balance the feeling of where is this, and then combine with this could be here, and moving in and out of that. So and interesting how people act in response to my questions around where am I? Because I was in a park and I'm saying, am I in the right path to get back to town? And people saying, where are you going? I said, well, I'm going to Summerfield Avenue. You know where that is? Oh, no. Well, but I think it's over there. And then I asked so many people and no one knew where it was. So this whole sense of, I'm probably not asking a clear enough question. So get these ridiculous answers. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not easy to travel around, you know. I mean, I never left the East Coast. Well, I never left the East Coast until I left the East Coast. But, you know, even the different plants that grow, different kind of plants that grow in different places are fascinating. You know, you just get, I mean, I was used to deciduous forests, and then you go down to Florida or Texas or something like that, and you get these completely different plants, you know, palmettos and cactuses, and you know, so there's so much to adjust to, and then people and their ways and the way they think and their languages. I mean, it's a lot, you know, lots of. I mean, it's a big world, you know. It's a lot of different.
I do like hearing the Mexicans when they're speaking their Spanish. That's lovely.
Mexican is nice. I was with these people on the bus, and we got this guy to give us a ride across the river, you know, the Rio Grande. So this Mexican guy with the rowboat comes, and he gave us a ride across to the other side, and we walked into Mexico. You know, it was like a reverse wetback. You know, we kind of swam. Well, I actually swam across the Rio Grande into Mexico too, but the guy with the rowboat, he's taking us like 6 people at a time across the river. You know, it was like very interesting, very fun. You know, things like that. You know, getting used to things. Or I told you about the time Ben was in. Did I write you that story about when Ben went to Tijuana with his friend? Probably.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Which one? Which
what?
day?
Oh, Ben. All right, I'll tell you the story so you don't have to worry about it. Well, Ben was down in San Diego visiting with Steven, and a friend of his came that he knew from Canada, right? So Ben was 14 years old, right? And this guy Nels comes and they go down to Tijuana. So they're in Tijuana. They go in the bar. They're in the bar. They're drinking and stuff like that, right? So like the bar starts closing down, and Ben's looking around, and Nels is not there, right? Ben's by himself in this bar in Tijuana with nobody he knows is around there. So everybody leaves the bar, and the last guy in there is wiping down the tables and putting the chairs up on the tables, like mopping the floor and all that stuff. And he comes out. He's like, well, he asked Ben, like, what, like, what's going on? He goes, oh, my friend. I lost my friend. And the guy goes, oh man, oh come on. So he takes Ben down an alley, and he pulls some cardboard out from under this garage, and they sleep under the garage. And the next morning, Ben got up and, but the guy took him to where he slept and shared his sleeping quarters with Ben. So that was kind of a nice experience, I mean, but that's when he was 14, So I guess you're more adaptable at that age, I suppose. I mean, Sam traveled all over Europe with a Eurail pass when he was 14, all over the place. Didn't know anybody. It's good to, it's good.
Well, I may be there in January.
You what?
In Amsterdam.
Mm.
My aim is to spend Christmas with Guillaume.
Right.
For 2 weeks, and then find a way to. I need to find a way to either get money or make money.
Right, don't we all?
It's becoming silly, really silly. So I need to resolve that, and then the thing is this thing about the project with Wolfgang, which is to go to connect up to this anthroposophic network, which is worldwide, and to do a project around social sculpture and to be funded by them, because they fund these kind of things.
Right.
And then
have a good project.
One of the 4 foundations is in Amsterdam. It's called Iona. And then there's one in Switzerland and 2 in Germany.
Right.
So I can present to them and then take it from there.
Right.
What I'm realizing is, in order to do good work, I need to stay longer in some place. So if I was doing it in the New York area, I'd have to be at least a month shaping something, because if I just move and come back, people can't hold on to anything. So it requires longer time and a clearer sense of why am I doing this?
Well, sure. I mean, that's really important. You just don't want to go off half-assed, or whatever. You got to have, I mean, you got to have an idea of what you're doing. I mean, I myself, I mean, I look back and I think, like, why the fuck did I do that? And then now I can go, oh, that's why I did that. A lot of things I did now finally they start to make sense, but they didn't make any sense at certain times. I mean, that's just true for everybody. Everybody I know, they do things, and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Oh yeah, but no, now it makes sense. And the older I get, the more people make sense to me, because I'm like, oh yeah, I remember feeling that way, or I remember doing that thing, or you kind of catch on after to the whole human thing. It's like your cycles. I
think I feel a bit like a bowling ball spinning around in a 10-pin bowling alley full of 10 pins, and I come in and then have some connection and then go out and come back in. And,
right.
And just learning about energy and how this works.
Well, it's like, I think it's like, I'm thinking about it here because we came into here, we're in the ghetto, right? And so I'm not going to come in and tell people how to live, I'm not going to come in and proselytize to people, but I can come in and live in such a way that people do. They look and they go, wow, like that's really, people look at what we're doing here, and it's just, you don't have to say anything because it's evident, that good things are going on, and people are attracted. People are attracted to that. They want. I don't want to make people come places, but I'm seeing people start to want to come in because they like it. So that I'm trying to make more welcoming, so that we got. People want to do things like I want to do things like the wild crafting of food, wild food. It's very fashionable. I did it like 40 years ago or whatever, but now all of a sudden it's fashionable. So I'm really I have a lot of expertise in foraging. You go and forage now. That's very trendy. So I like to facilitate people to do. Anything that brings people more into contact with the reality of life. The fact that you got to eat. You got to eat food. You got to have soil. You got to have water. You got to have air. There's certain things about life that are really essential. So that's my. I've always been doing that though, all the time.
Well, let's. I'm glad to speak with you and to see you, and things are shift. I can feel this. As I'm projecting, but things happening here.
Feel what?
Lots of things happening here.
Oh yeah.
My space, and the fact that I'm being supported by this couple and their family for the next 9 days, because I'm here until next Monday, and I'm in a very solid place and they're very solid people. That's great.
Yeah.
So we can talk. I'm speaking. Have you, Stephen Aaron Dynamite the Fourth?
Yeah, I don't know him personally, but I've heard you speak of him many times.
I'm speaking with him tomorrow, and he's in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, right?
Wisconsin. No, is it Milwaukee? No, is that right? No, is Milwaukee in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he's there, and we're chatting for the first time in months tomorrow. So that should be good.
Well, that's good. You've been like bouncing around like all over the place for quite a while here.
Since the 15th. Well, probably before that. I think it all started when I first chatted with Fleming in May.
Oh yeah, with the hats or whatever.
Way before that, when he and I first actually had a conversation on Skype.
Huh.
Having never really spoken since 2002.
Wow.
So that initiated things for me.
Yeah.
And then Sophie, the wonderful Sophie, and all of these things. So.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a nice group of people. Sophie and Fleming are wonderful. They're very lovely, very nice people. I like Harry. Harry's wonderful. It's nice to know people in different places and have the different nuances of their. They have different ways of thinking. It's hard enough to communicate.
I find it hard enough to know if I'm saying do I really think? Is that what I think? Is that what I'm saying? I don't know anymore. So who's talking now?
Well, there you have it too. You don't really know. I don't know. That's why I like the idea of it being a game, because you don't even know. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. We're just extemporaneous. What are they? It's like improv. It's like improvisation, basically.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's going on, so we got to improvise as we go along.
I don't know. Okay, let's just make it up.
I don't really know what else to do. For me, I don't really. I have my own my own agenda, in the fact that I want to live on a planet where if I can stay, I can enjoy myself for a few thousand years, or something like that. I don't want to have to constantly be fighting with people. They don't like me here, they don't like me there, they want to kick me out. No, I want to be. Oh yeah, we're happy to have you here. I'm going to be the artist. I want to be like the artist in residence. I just want to be. I just want to be here and do my productive thing and have it spread out. Without and it has to be effortless. For me, anything's got to be effortless, basically. I don't really put a lot of effort into anything. I just do what I feel like doing, basically. Well, I don't put any effort into stifling myself either, though. You know, by the same token, you know, if I want to do something, I do it. If I don't want to do it, I don't do it. I'm not going to fight. I don't want to fight with myself. I got to live with myself, you know. Basically, every day I wake up, there I am, like very dependable. Yeah.
All right, my dear.
All right then.
They've gone for dinner and they're going to come back in a half an hour or something. So I'm gonna go and meet the babysitter because she's just sitting. I think the daughter's gone to bed now, so the babysitter's sitting there. And I came in the door and she went, "Oh, who are you?" So I think I better go and say hi.
Well, that's good. That's great. Well, at least you're in a little bit of a better place. You're all getting a little like sketchy there for a while, but it's definitely better. Definitely.
Yeah, well, it was a very intense 9 days with a very extraordinary person. So.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Which is another story. You know?
Totally. You know.
Okay.
All right, go do it. Whatever.
Okay. Catch you down the river.
What?
Catch you down the river.
All right then. Take care. Bye-bye. How do I do this? All right. I want to keep this meeting open. Let's send another post. I don't want to do it. I want to stop the video.